Hello, everyone. Welcome to Adobe Live. My name is Julia Masalska. I'm your host, and I'm accompanied by the amazing Andrea Davalos.
Hey!
Say hi.
Hi, everybody. If you haven't joined me,
my friends, today we have an artist spotlight that where we're going to be looking through an artist profile, and we're super excited to do that. Welcome everybody in the chat. We see Ferry, Caitlin, and Cody, and Fabio, and Sean are joining us. Thank you all so much for joining. Let us know where you all are tuning in from. Andrea is in Prague currently, and I am in Miami, Florida. So we're excited to hear where you all are tuning in from. Andrea, tell us a little bit more, a little quick intro about yourself and what you're going to be doing today.
Sure. So I'm Andrea Davalos. I'm a designer and illustrator. I am based in Prague, but I'm originally from Mexico. I've been in the Czech Republic for a while, so I consider it my home. And aside from design, I love to illustrate. So I'm not a big shot illustrator yet. I'm just showing you a little bit of my process and my work. So you can follow me on Instagram and see a bit of my work in there. I love colors. I love textures. A little bit. I love to incorporate a bit of humor sometimes. So, for example, this is what I like to think of my face when you're listening to music and somebody interrupts you and you were in your vibe. This is my Behance, so it's a bit empty right now, but we're going to be curating a project today that will go in here. So stay tuned and we'll see what it looks like in the end.
Awesome. Yeah, I really love your work and the cards that you started working on yesterday. And today we're going to bring some texture in it. Yesterday we've been all working in Illustrator, and today we're going to jump into Photoshop and do some amazing stuff and bring them to life, right?
Right. So let's do that. So yesterday we started working on a series of postcards for a fictional, is it fictional? Is that a word? For a fake hotel, imaginary hotel called The Sunny. I've been craving a vacation, so I decided to give myself a little visual vacation and pretend like I'm in some fancy tropical hotel. So we started creating these postcards. We left off a bit different yesterday. I made a few adjustments, little adjustments. I adjusted some of the gradients. I made a little tweaks in spacing, but this is pretty much where we left off. I made a change. These little beach accessories used to be over here, but I decided that I like a minimal style better. So what we're going to do today is we're going to finalize these. We're going to add a third postcard to this series, and then we're going to add textures in Photoshop and then mock it up. So I'm going to get going with the third one, right? I already have a document open over here. What I'm going to do is bring my sketch. So today we're going to be doing a cocktail because I think, it's the second day. We have to celebrate.
Yeah, let's do it. Happy hour.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and this one.
Andrea, real quick for all of us who are just starting out in Illustrator, maybe you could show real quick how you set up the file, because I remember you were setting up the business card, the postcard sizes. And could you maybe show us how you did that, starting with a new file?
So when I start a new file, I usually create my custom size, unless it's an A4 or something that already exists. In this case, I'm doing 14.8 centimeters by 10.5. Google told me that was the average postcard size, so I trust it, and that's what we're going with today. I always have it set as RGB and highest PPI. So yeah, it's pretty simple on my side, because since it's vectors, I can always readjust the size if I wanted to. Sometimes I just choose a random size and then extend the artboard if I need it. But vectors, it's pretty easy to just adjust sizes, and that's kind of what makes it fun as well. So
Awesome.
we're gonna create it, and there we go. So basically, this is the same type of document. I just brought my screenshot in here. I'm gonna open up my layers. Come on. All right. So this is the first layer, and I'm gonna lower the opacity for my sketch, something like that, and I'm gonna lock it. Now this is gonna be the top layer, and I'm gonna be tracing everything tracing or vectorizing everything in a different layer. So I have the little pencil here, and it's not letting me do anything because I'm on a locked layer. So I need to create a new layer. I'm gonna bring it under the sketch layer, and I will just start pen tooling. So I can tell you a bit of how I'm imagining this postcard to end up. I just wrote tropical paradise in there like really quickly, but I think that I might change the layout of the text in there. But first we're gonna trace this really quickly. So the pen tool, I think we talked a little bit about it yesterday. Pen tool is practice, and I'm still getting a hold of it. Sometimes I still struggle with it a lot, but
yeah. It's a tool that requires a certain grade of intuitiveness. So you will have to practice and outline a lot of shapes before you can perfection your skill of setting the point and then dragging the handles, positioning them so that your curve flows nice and smoothly. So that's super, super like a really good skill to have as an illustrator. And I wanted to say a quick welcome to everybody in the chat. We have a Ferry here and Fabio saying hi. And Anaisa is here for part 2. Excited. Super cool. And Sean is here from Germany checking in. Awesome. And yeah, of course, Cody, thanks for sharing the link. Andreas Behance, go and check out her amazing work. Also go and follow her on Instagram at Andrea Falduda. And we have Zach here asking if these live sessions are being recorded so they can be watched at a later time. Yes, you can watch those sessions either here on Behance or on YouTube. By the way, if you're tuning in from YouTube live, make sure to check be.net/live. This is where I'm actually reading the chat, and this is where you get the chance to ask Andrea some questions. So make sure to join us there if you're joining us from YouTube. And Caroline is saying hi. Cool. Viola is here. So many lovely people. Sean is here. Awesome. Anthony's joining. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, let us know what you all are up to this week. And yes, happy Tuesday. It seems like the week has been so long for me. So many things happened, but yet it's still just Tuesday.
Only Tuesday.
Yeah.
So maybe I have a question. Since we're doing a little drink, it doesn't need to have alcohol. It's just a refreshing drink for the beach. I don't know what it will be, and I need to decide on the color. So maybe we can get some ideas, whether it's pineapple or whatever, and then we can adjust the colors or gradients to whatever flavor we want it to be.
That's a great idea. Let us know in the chat what type of drink is it. Maybe a mocktail, maybe it's some type of herbal cocktail, or maybe it's a margarita, or maybe it's a juice. So what would you think? What would be a good drink for the beach? Anaisa is saying strawberry. Ferry is saying clear or lime.
I like the idea of lime. I like that. I'm gonna open up my libraries. I have my personal color libraries that I have been building slowly. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. I add colors as I go. So as I'm working on new illustrations or new projects, and I discover that I really like a color combination, then I just add it to my library. And I think it's great because you manage to create it helps create a personal style. I think if you stick, maybe not forever, but stick to a specific color palette that you enjoy. I don't know.
Yeah.
And you can save them super easily here. So
Yeah,
I
totally
opened it
agree.
up and I'm gonna go pink because I guess because it's a hand. I don't know. For
Quick
now.
question, Andrea, for you. So you have this library, and CC libraries, as everybody probably knows, you can access them from different applications. So this CC library, Andrea will be able to access from Photoshop or from XD or from any application that she's using. That's a really, really cool thing about CC libraries.
Yeah.
And so quick question, Andrea, for you, how to add colors to your library. Maybe it will inspire somebody else to try it out.
Okay, so let's add something. I think we might use it, we might not, but we said that our drink might be lemon. And I think the greens I have here are very leafy and not very lemony. So let's try to, I don't know, choose something else.
Oh, I like
Let's
that.
see if we end up using it, but I don't know, maybe something like that. I don't want it to be too bright. Okay,
Cool.
so I like this for now. I think it could work. So I'm just
Yeah.
gonna select, I have my object with the color selected, and then I just go plus down here and add fill color. And that's it. I have a new color in my library. So I can just, while I'm working with a specific shape or object, I just click on it and then click on my color, and that's it. Super
Cool.
easy.
Awesome. And you can add different things to your CC libraries. Those assets can be character styles, typefaces, photos. As you can see, Andrea has some graphics at the bottom, some leafy
Yeah.
photography looking graphics. You can also add vector graphics to it. You can add, what else? Typefaces, colors, yeah, any type of illustration that's already complete, you can also add there. And why I love CC Library so much is it's actually a really, really cool tool that I was really excited about, because when I work with my clients and I'm a freelance designer, I do a lot of branding and packaging. And so I can save those assets for when I jump between the applications. So usually when I design, I usually start in Illustrator, then I create some mockups in Photoshop, or I create some interactive experiences in Adobe XD. So with CC libraries, you're able to always access those things. So let's say I've created some type of illustration, I'll be able to apply to my UX in XD, for example. So that's a really, really cool tool that all of you should try out. It's especially if you already have the CC subscription and you're using all apps, why not just use, the whole capacity and the whole potential of it, right? And let us know in the chat if you all have tried CC libraries before. Cool. And there is a cool question by Virginie asking, do you sometimes animate your illustrations, Andrea?
So I recently started experimenting with After Effects. It's I have a really long way to go, but it's one of my goals. I would really love to be able to do that. I think that even a slight little movement or animation and illustration really brings it to life. I also have, I don't personally animate or do any motion, but I work with some very talented people that I like to collaborate with. So sometimes we do fun stuff.
Quick tip for you, if you want to experiment with animation, but you don't want to jump right into After Effects, which can get really complex with the timelines and everything, try auto animate in Adobe XD. It's super easy. Maybe I can show some of that a little bit later. So
that would be great.
What you can literally do is you can take that illustration, copy and paste it into a file in Adobe XD, and what you have there basically are two artboards. And in the first one, you copy your initial design, and in the second one, you create a copy of that, and you could do your movement, and then you create an interaction between those two artboards and animate it. So XD will be able to auto create an animation between those artboards, and that's super easy and super cool.
I'll definitely give it a try. I've also experimented with little animations on Photoshop with the timeline. And yeah, that's also interesting and fun.
Oh,
All right.
yeah. Caroline is saying, I love CC libraries. They're so handy. Yeah, totally agree. Love that. What does XD stand for? XD stands for experience design, because you're supposed to design experiences there. And the funny thing is, the first time I heard about Adobe XD was from a friend back in school. And she was, I think it was in 2015 or 14, something like that, when XD first came out. It's not too long ago, by the way. And my friend called me and was like, Julia. And back then, it was really hard to afford design software, because what you would do is there was nothing like a subscription. There was either you buy or you kind of use it at school or something like that. So for me, it was really hard, and I've been always wanting to design stuff. So the only chance I had to design was in school. And my friend called me and was like, hey, Julia, Adobe came out with this new software program that you can use for free. And you can design and make anything you want in it. And that was kind of the moment where I got familiarized with XD, and
It changed your life.
changed my life. And it's funny because right now, these days, it's being used for UX design, right? Mostly. You can also create amazing presentations in it, but back in the day, it was you can design anything in it, anything you want, any type of experience.
You still can. All right, what did I do here? I'm
Experience
gonna
design.
have to do something else. There we go. Okay. So I'm trying to create some depth. So I want to see the hand come across through the glass, if that makes any sense. So I'm just like playing with Pathfinder and cutting out shapes until I decide I like it, basically. And then I'm going to start adding gradients as well, like we did yesterday. If you were all here yesterday, I love gradients. I think they're fun. I think that people sometimes are scared of gradients. They feel like they could be tacky, but I don't know. I think they're fun.
Yeah.
Right.
I love the way you use gradients. I think in illustration, gradients can be really useful. I think the problem why some people shy away from gradients is because of designing, let's say, for print. Some of the print techniques do not allow for smooth gradients, right? So if you want to do like a spot print, it's really hard to create a gradient. So whenever, let's say, designing a logo, for example, it's you always have to have a variation of the logo that's flat, that doesn't have a gradient, because in case the client wants to print, let's say, only one color, or they want to use a specific print technique that only allows a spot treatment. That's, I guess, the reason why, especially in branding design, gradients are really, they're like kind of looked down to a little bit.
Yeah, they're not so safe, I would say.
Not so safe, yeah. But, I found out that you can create a flexible brand, right? So you can create a variation of the logo that has a gradient in it, and then you can also create a variation for a situation like where you have to have only one color, for example.
Yeah.
So it's all about, it's all about the designer, how familiar the designer is with all of these things. So these days, I think having a flexible brand, and by flexible, I mean that it can, adjust to any type of media, that it's functional in any kind of situation, right? On the mobile, in really tiny format, and even on a huge banner. So that's the challenge of, creating a flexible brand.
Totally. Cool. I also think that with gradients, once you give them a texture, they completely change. It's a completely different story. A ver, so I want some ice because it's hot in this beach, like at the hotel.
I love that. I'm getting in the mood for vacation.
Right? round, round. We want everything rounded. We want the radius to be adjusted a little bit. So we have some ice cubes, and then I'm just gonna place them. Let me hide the sketch because I think it's disturbing me a little bit. Right?
Looks good.
Yeah.
Brum.
There we go. With the sounds again. Okay,
Cool.
ice cubes there. All right, all right. So I'm gonna start doing gradients now. I think it's the right time. So I'm gonna keep this hand kind of pinkish because maybe they didn't use sunscreen and
I just thought about that. That's so funny that you say.
Okay.
That's how my skin always gets in the sun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where's
I always
sunscreen?
burn. I know, but it doesn't help. Sunscreen. Oh, I just have really light, sensitive skin that it's terrible. I wish I could tan a little bit more, but cool.
Safer not to.
We have your sister in the chat, Mariana. Welcome. Saying proud sister over here.
Hey.
Nice. And Lolita is joining us. Lolita Druzinina. Thank you so much for joining.
So maybe I'll give you all a little reminder on how I do gradients.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't have a real system. I really like to use, I forgot the word, freeform gradients. Yeah. So usually once I have my object selected, I click G and then I go to freeform up here. And then I get all of these points that you can move around and shift the color. And you can also change the color. So if you click on the point, it's selected, and then you can decide that you want it blue, but it's kind of strange. I don't want that. Yeah, you can just move them around. It's really fun. So I think this red needs to be less red. I'm gonna do the same.
And to remove a gradient point, you can just pull them out of the shape.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks cool. I love that. That looks amazing.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking.
Well, I don't know. It's you decide, but oh yeah, that looks cool too. Just give it a little bit of contrast and depth so that you can see that the hand goes all around the glass.
Tiny bit. There we go. I don't like this. There's a blue here that we don't need. Maybe more pink here. These fingers are very strange over here, so I'm going to remove them. I think something like that could work. Now, this kind of doesn't make much sense. So I think that this needs a gradient as well. But
gradients always help.
They do.
Especially round shapes. I feel like gradients really support that three-dimensionality, right?
They do. Yeah. It's like it's a way of shading. If you just see, that makes a bit more sense, I think. Not sure. Does it? It's still strange, right?
I feel like the background does not differ too much from the foreground of the glass. Oh, well, I don't know. It's actually both.
I think I know what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna make a third set of fingers. And I'm just gonna put them on top of these. I don't know if that will work. Now let's try it. And then I'm gonna try to gradient them a little bit more. Let's see. G.
It's interesting how you approach challenges like this one. I think it's for everybody who is like new to illustration and has similar challenges. It's really great to see.
Just have to I also see that this thing needs to be on top of that, but maybe that's why.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is this? It's like a fake umbrella, olive, maybe lime. We haven't decided yet, but we will. All right, more gradient here. Need a higher red. There we go.
Caroline is saying, I can't wait to see the process going from Illustrator to Photoshop. Yeah, me too. I'm excited.
Oh. Okay. I mean, I think I'm not sure that makes that much sense yet, but it's okay. We're gonna add gradients everywhere
Maybe
else.
I think the thumb needs to go in the foreground because right now it's covered by the black stick.
Oh, you're totally right, because I need to move this layer above. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a bit better.
Cool.
Now,
And maybe
I think,
I'm thinking maybe in the thumb a little bit more contrast because right now it's kind of flowing into the background finger, into the ring finger. Well, it's your illustrations.
Oh, you mean great. I was just trying to. Okay, let's do that. So I can add a little bit of
just a
red
suggestion.
here. Yeah, of course. Does anybody else have more suggestions on the comments? Maybe
art directors here. It's so funny. We recently had a conversation about art directors and how, like, I think yesterday everybody in the chat was saying something like that we're the art directors to your illustration. That was so funny.
Oh, what did I do? There we go. No. There we
go. Yeah, that's happened a lot to me because I used to use the German keyboard, and the Z and the Y on the German keyboard are reversed. So instead of the Y, I would have the Z, and to press Command and Z, I would always press on the Y. So when I switched to the US keyboard, I would always press Y, and then suddenly I had all of these vectors without any color fillings.
Why?
I had that vector line preview. Always. When you click Y, yeah. Can you quickly show if you click Y on the keyboard?
Oh, wait 1 second. I guess I'm.
Oh. That's interesting. You don't have that? That's weird.
There we go.
Oh yeah, there we go.
On Y.
So I would get this instead of going back, and I was always scared. It always looks scary, but
it does look scary, especially when you don't know what is happening at the beginning. You're like, wait, what? All right, we're getting this lemon lime cocktail situation.
I love that.
Right.
Looks great.
We're getting there. Then a bit of gradient over here.
Andrea, do you remember your first computer interaction experience? Like the first time you ever used a computer?
The first time I ever used a computer, I remember using ICQ when I was like 8 or something like that.
Or MSN Messenger?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know if that was the actual first one, but it was
ICQ.
I remember. Like that. And it had that little sound like, uh-oh.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
And earlier in the chat, everybody was saying that XD looks like that emoji that people would make with letters, the laughing smiley.
That's true.
Right?
Kind of does, yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Okay,
I remember
this. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. So I wanted to share my first computer interaction experience, and it was at my mom's work. I think I was about 6 or 7 years old, and my mom took me to work because I was alone at home, and she just wanted me to be surrounded by people and not be alone at home because 6 or 7 is quite young to be alone at home. But anyway, so I was at her work in her office, and she had to go somewhere, so I was there by myself, and she turned on her computer that she got brand new in her office, and it was 96 or 95 or 96, something like that. And I'm that old.
No.
And so she turned on that game, and I think it was the game where you have those little where you click on the squares and then the bombs explode and then you get those numbers.
Oh yeah, remember what was it called? It was like mining. I can't remember what it was called, but I know what you mean. I never understood it.
Yeah, and so that was my first experience ever, and I remember I was so scared of the computer, and I thought that it could explode. I was so scared of it. Can you imagine? As a kid?
Really?
Yes, yes. And my mom had also had like this huge machine of a printer that was supposed to print some reports. So it was all so foreign to me and so scary. I was so scared to press anything. And I feel like this feeling might be something that a lot of people have who just start learning new software, right?
Yep.
Who are like just like scared, especially older people who are not used to interacting with with computers and with phones and stuff. Imagine you see all of that, and you get that feeling of anxiety that you might not be able to control it, right? So it's scary. Oh yeah, it's called Minesweeper. Yes.
Minesweeper. So it had, oh, it
Thank
was,
you.
wait, mine or mind? I can't remember.
Mine,
It was
mine
just
like a
very
mine.
scary.
Mine. So
Mine,
Minesweeper.
yeah.
Yeah, because I remember it has to do with little bombs and everything. And we also had Snake. Snake I loved a
Oh,
lot.
Snake was amazing. I still
Uh,
think that that's, well, I'm not a good or the best gaming person, or I don't have that much game knowledge. But Snake and Mario Kart are the only things I ever played, I think.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, Mario Kart I loved a lot too. And Anaísa is saying in Spanish it's Buscaminas.
Buscaminas. Uh-huh. See?
So busca means search for the mines or something like that.
Yes.
Search for the mines.
Buscar
Yeah,
is search. And mine's
cool.
Minas.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I doing?
Yeah,
So,
computers can be scary. Learning new things can be scary, right? But I think once you kind of dive in and really go step by step, that's how you learn.
yeah.
Caroline is saying my first computer graphic experience was Paint. Good old Paint. Same here.
Paint is
I
still
used to,
great. I think it's still amazing. And I love seeing all, have you seen these looking for a graphic designer, and they
yeah.
write it on Paint with like some really bad or like funny illustration.
Yeah,
I love
or
it.
the client memes where it says, "Can you please send me the file in Paint format?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So
Corel
I'm
Draw. Yes,
Corel
very.
Draw. I never got into
Yes.
that. I really, no, I didn't go through that.
Cool. It's so funny. That's 90s kids for you.
Oh yeah.
90s kids.
And what other computer experience? I can't remember. I just remember ICQ, and I remember on Messenger, or what I don't know, what's it called? Just Messenger. I remember having these embarrassing nicknames that you would use all these weird characters, like, and then put the lyrics to your favorite song. And yeah.
Oh, you mean MySpace?
It was in MySpace. No, it was in MySpace. It was just Messenger, and you had as your nickname or your username was like Andrea, and then with
And then
different
the song that's
characters.
playing. Oh
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. And then it's
So
like in
embarrassing.
cursive and lowercase and uppercase and
Uh-huh.
like all together. Yeah, that's so funny.
Exactly.
That too. That's so funny.
All
And
right.
Lisette is saying, my sister and I always played Paint on the computer. One of us had to draw something with eyes closed, and then the other one tried to make something out of it. I love that. That's so cool. Oh, and Caroline is saying not really a computer, but my mom had one of the first video game Pong. Oh, first one of the first video
Wow.
games Pong. Cool. Yeah, I never got into video games. I think the only thing I've ever played
Okay.
is Sims. Have you ever played Sims?
You know, I never really got into Sims. No, not really. I'm not a game person. I respect all my gamer friends and gamer people that I know. Good for you. I'm sure it's really fun. I just never, I don't know. It's not my thing. My husband
Yeah.
tries to get me to play games with him all the time. Like, hey, look at this game. Like, if I buy it, will you play with me? And I'm like, no, not
Yeah,
really.
I don't like those neither. What I like to do is I like to go into Sims and build like huge mansions and houses and like build out really cool architecture. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like, yeah, that could be a bit more fun for me.
Cool.
Okay. I'm trying to create. Yesterday, I pulled these from the other documents in here just to make sure that they make sense all together. And yesterday I made, I don't know if you guys remember, but I made this frame to cover up, just to make a frame with squiggly lines around the illustration instead of having to crop everything under that. So I'm going to do the same here, but I just want it to be an arch because everybody, you know, we've all seen these arches, and I'm just going to do it because I feel like, unless you guys have another suggestion for another shape or anything else I should do here, let me know. I'll keep going with this one and see if you have any ideas, and we'll just do it. Yeah. Okay.
And the arch will also kind of relate to the hotel building, right? So there will be a kind of like a connection there.
Oh, yeah.
Visually.
Let me just make this a different color because I don't see it. Now this comes up. This.
Cool. Anthony's saying, I love your typeface.
Thank you.
Do you mind sharing? Yeah, do you mind sharing the fonts that you've been using?
Of course. So I'm going with Fright Pro. Let's check it out.
Classic.
Initially, I wanted to do condensed Fright. Is it Fright Neo condensed or just the condensed version? But I think I like this one a little bit better. So this is what I'm using for everything, for the logo and for this specific postcard. In here with the Matchbox, what is this doing? Okay. This is Bungee. This is Bungee for hot, it's hot, it's hot. And here, the and hotel are traced. So I did a really quick sketch and I used the pen tool to trace it all.
I love that, by the way, hotel. I love that lettering that you did. It looks so cool. It looks so casual, but also a little bit lettered, but not too much. It's really legible. Awesome.
All right.
Cool.
I think we're getting close to having these in a stage where we can
jump to Photoshop.
Yeah. Maybe just a few more. A few more minutes. Wait, where is this?
Yeah. Awesome. I'm excited. Caroline is saying, yeah, while we are blabbing here, Andrea is just knocking it off the park. Yes. Totally agree. And Andrea, I mean, honestly, in 4 hours or like less than 4 hours right now, 2.5 hours that you've been working on, you've made 3 whole cards. Hello.
Yeah.
This is so fast. This is so cool.
We're trying to go fast. But of course, this is
awesome.
I am feeling rushed. Yeah. Oh, any suggestions? Welcome. I think we need a
Vit is saying, oh, your lettering is the best. You should make it a font.
Ooh.
That's a good idea.
I've always wanted to make one. I just I don't know.
You're already halfway there.
Halfway, yeah. I'm like 3%. Yeah. Okay, we're doing squiggly lines because everything has a squiggly line and this needs one as well. So I'm thinking a beach background or like the ocean as the background. So we're going to go to my favorite thing, effect, zigzag, which should be called squiggly line. I repeat.
Squiggly line.
Squiggly line.
Adobe Illustrator team, if you're listening, we need to call this squiggly line from now on. All right, it should say corner or squiggly line.
Yep, I agree.
Love that.
I am gonna close this with with the pen tool just to create a shape. Doesn't need to be perfect because it's gonna be behind the frame anyway. And I'm gonna make it, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use the eyedropper. So for the eyedropper, you just select I. Do you say select I or press I?
Press I on the keyboard.
Yeah, press I on the keyboard. And I like this blue situation here. So I'm just gonna steal that and we have it here.
Yes. I love that. That looks so cool. I also love the flow. It looks so it looks so perfect for some reason.
Let's see. All right. And you know what we're missing here? Let's see if you can guess. Maybe not.
What are we missing?
So
Palm
what's the
trees?
name of the hotel? Everything has a sun. I think we need a
Sunny.
sun here as well. And palm trees, we're gonna add palm trees too. So let's press I. I'm gonna steal the sun's gradients and have it maybe here behind the water.
That's
Whoop.
great. I
There we
love
go.
that. Setting
Something
sun.
like that. Setting sun, yep. Okay.
I love that.
Centered, I think it is. That's fine. Now, palm trees, we said. So let's think about recycling. So I'm just going to take this, and this is a bit empty, maybe. Okay, let's try this. Try this.
Oh yeah, that's super cool. Little
Right.
kind of iconography elements that are repeating from the other cards. I love that.
Oop. So I'm gonna take that, copy, paste in place, drag it over here, and reflect. Again, I know there's a shortcut for this, but I use my computer's keyboard, and I don't have the F keys. How do we feel about that?
Looks cute. I
like
like it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, maybe make them just a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Just a little bit in size.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You can experiment.
You're totally right. Let's see.
Eduardo is saying some birds.
Some birds.
We don't want to do too much art direction here. Andrea, come on.
No, that's totally fine. I mean, I could go on forever here, but I know we need to get to Photoshop at some point. So I don't know. Maybe I'll make more adjustments and you'll see more postcards when I post this on Behance. So how do we feel? I think this cocktail thing needs to be something.
More detail, huh?
Yeah. So I don't know. Is it
maybe like a lime?
Is it a lime? Let's make it a lime.
Yeah, because if we make an orange, it won't be enough contrast to the sun, probably, right?
Right. Yep. Absolutely. So let's see. I don't know if this is too much, but it's okay. And it doesn't make much sense. I know it's kind of like floating there and it's on a stick, but that's the thing with illustration, right? It doesn't need to make sense. Ever. That's the fun part. Bit of gradient. Ta-da-dum. I do like this lime green that we added to the library.
Yeah. I'm using that a lot too.
Yeah.
I've been loving it. Yeah.
Maybe
I love that. This is so cool. A little bit of yellow. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. You decide.
I think it's too, you know what I'm going to do? I don't usually do this, but I'm just going to lower the opacity for this because I do like the colors, but I think they're a bit too vibrant.
Too strong.
I don't know. That looks like it's embossed or something. Really quick. By yellow. And we're going to keep this and maybe give it a tiny bit of this weird blue.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I think we're getting there. One more thing. I'm going to add a tiny thing. I'm going to make a little seed. So I make a circle, direct select. I bring this corner up here and then take the little handles and make it a corner.
That was so quick.
Yeah.
That was so quick. Wait. Again.
Okay.
Again.
Circle or select L on your keyboard. We have a circle. We go to select, direct select or A. And then the top point, I bring it up a little bit. And then I move the handles inside so that it becomes a shape, a sharp corner. And we have a seed or a drop. Yeah. And then you can just adjust it, make it like long or I think we're keeping it like this.
Nice.
Yeah. And now
that's awesome.
Go tiny bit smaller, something like that.
Bringing the freshness into it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, actually, you're making those seeds. I see. I thought you were making droplets. But yeah, both.
Oh, I like drops too. Let's make a drop somewhere. Oh, okay. That's it. I can go on
It's
forever,
okay.
really. So,
Yeah, it's okay.
okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna export everything to Illustrator. So I think there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can do, if you have everything divided in layers, you will export it in layers and then you will go layer by layer editing textures, or you can do it as a one image. So we're going to do both things today just to show you how I like to do it. You can export from your different documents on Illustrator, but today we're going to do it from the same one. I already have my 3 postcards here. I like them. Oh, we need a gradient here. Sorry. And we need to, there we go.
Steven is saying, thank you for the quickest drops ever. Right. And Vid is also loving the drop shape. Awesome.
Thank you. All right. So I'm going to start with, first of all, when you export to Photoshop, they all need to be inside artboard. So right now I only have one artboard. It's this one. These two I just copy pasted from a previous document, but I'm just gonna give them artboards so they're not so low.
You could also just double click on the background shape. That will give it the perfect artboard around that shape. Just
really? Is it okay? Let's try it. So, but I don't have a background shape though. Well, I made the artboard there. Okay.
Yeah, that one. Oh, okay.
This, because I made this is an artboard already, I think.
Okay.
And then here I double click on it, right?
You have to use the artboard tool and just double click on the shape with the artboard tool.
And then I just adjust it.
Interesting. No, actually it goes like right around the shape that you're doing. So let's say, for example, if you're doing a logo and you double click on it and it's grouped, it's going to create the perfect artboard around that specific group.
Okay. All right.
Using the artboard tool.
So let's take a look at our, yeah. Okay, so I'm missing an artboard here. So let's try it again. Artboard tool. And then I'll double click on this. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, cool. Wait, no. I still have to.
That's weird. Maybe the bottom one doesn't have an artboard? Does it?
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
You're right,
that's the one missing.
Okay.
Okay, right. I guess your shape has something that's like outlining it or something. That's why it's a little bit. But yeah, cool. Okay. Yay, we got it. And by the way, real quick for everybody, we have an artist spotlight today later on in 45 minutes. Thanks Cody for sharing it. You can go into artist spotlight right above the chat and you can nominate someone or yourself. Also feel free to pick someone from the chat that you see is active right now. Do them make their day nice, even nicer than it is. Nominate them. And today we're going to be seeing an amazing artist later on. So nominate yourself or your friends or somebody that you know who is really amazing and can benefit from the little exposure. So yeah, we're always happy to see some amazing artwork here.
I think this still needs an artboard for some reason, but we're just gonna do it and then we're gonna get to, there we go. Should be fine now. So I'm gonna go File, Export as, and then under Format, I will go to Photoshop. So I have 3 artboards here and I want to do them individually. So I'm gonna click on Use Artboards and then Range. So I can't remember which order they are, so we're just going to start with one and we'll see which one turns out to be. So Postcard 1 for Photoshop. So export, and it usually is pretty quickly. I stick with RGB, highest, and then right layers. I don't need to preserve text editability here, but in case I needed to, then I would probably select this as well. So let's go. Be quick, be quick. There we go. That was pretty quick. And now, oh no, don't desktop, sorry.
quick
No, it should be here.
question by Wiz asking how
Whoa.
did you do the gradient shapes of the bottom hands? And I think it was because those were different shapes, so you can apply the gradient to two different shapes and then kind of let them merge together by applying the similar color as the background. So that's how she did the hands.
So I'm having some monitor situation right now. I don't know if you see these colors like crazy bright. Okay, Julia, do you have any?
Let's see how you export it. Maybe I think what you can do is, can you just save the file as an Illustrator file and then right click open in Photoshop? Can you do that? Let's try that.
Well, I have it saved already.
Okay, so, you saved it as Photoshop though, right?
But I have this file here. This is the so okay. Let me go back to Illustrator.
That's the Illustrator file that you were just showing me?
Yeah, this is the Illustrator file.
Okay, then maybe try right click open in Photoshop. No.
Right.
That is interesting. Are you going to be treating the shapes by themselves, or are you just going to treat the whole thing? Because then you could also export as a PNG.
Oh, here we go. That's what it's trying to do.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but it's still bright colors. Okay, I'm gonna close it all.
Maybe it's the color mode. Have you worked in RGB in Illustrator? Yeah, right?
Yeah. And now it's like, yeah, let's see. Okay, it doesn't matter. We're gonna figure it out, and textures can be placed on top of flat images anyway, and that's also fun. So I'm going back to Illustrator. I'm gonna try to export one more time just to see if it works. If not, so export as Photoshop, use artboards. I'm gonna start with one. Yeah, 1.2. Do we all do that? Am I the only one?
Yeah, version. It's artboard 1, version 2, right? So it makes sense.
All right. I'm just gonna do it as a flat image.
Let's see
what happens.
Let's see if it's the color setting or if it's the file export. Because right now, if you have it as a flat image, it might be the color setting. So if you go into the Photoshop settings, have you recently changed anything in the color preferences?
I have not.
Go into Photoshop and then preferences. Or set, yeah, there we go. Settings.
Oh my God.
Preferences.
I'm sorry about this.
No worries, you're good. And then try to find something about color mode, color settings. Just open general for now. Tap. And then see where we can find the color settings. There should be something with color mode or
color picker. This is the color situation, right? So
color mode. There should be something with color mode. Let's see.
What is it better now? Is it me or does it look slightly better?
No? I'm not sure. I don't see a big difference.
See, like I move this, I'm moving it, and it feels like it's changing. Do you see that?
Yeah. Oh, maybe is it your screen? Maybe
it could be.
That's interesting.
You know, we're gonna try this. We're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna duplicate my layer, and then sometimes I go directly in the layer and start creating textures on it, and sometimes I see like, is it better now? That's kind of strange. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know what's happening. So. All right, so we're just gonna.
Oh wait. Okay. That's interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's try and work with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm creating a new layer that you can do this both ways. Create a new layer and add textures in that, or stick to your original artwork layer. And I'm gonna stick to that. So I like to use brushes for this. I will go to, I'll show you my brushes. So B, you select B on your keyboard and you open your brushes. So let's check them out. I really like these copier brushes from Kyle. Is his name Kyle? Yeah.
Kyle Webster. Yeah, Kyle is he's a brush genius at Adobe.
Yeah.
He's doing all of these amazing brushes also for fresco. If you ever painted, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
His brushes are just amazing.
I do really like his brushes. So I like to mix them up, and I always use different ones. So right now we're going to start with this one. So copier, what is the right word to say this? Copier, I'm just going to call it that. And I'm going to use copier add noise. So I'm going to start, I always lower the opacity, and like, I don't want it to be that heavy. So very light, and I make it very big. And I kind of like don't use it as a brush, but I just start putting it on top of, and I have it as dissolve as well. So it creates an interesting effect where it doesn't paint necessarily, but it can also like adjust the color. I don't know why my colors are being adjusted. So yeah, I go on top and I stipple brushes around my artwork, and then I just change it. There's one that I really like, and it's a scratch blend. Here we go. So let me do this again. I think I'll like this one a bit more. So scratch. Yes, I like this one. And I'm going strength.
It's weird that maybe it's the graphics card. You know, that sometimes happens when the graphics card is like a little weird.
Yeah.
Do you wanna close all the other apps that you have open, maybe Illustrator, so that the computer can concentrate? I think that will be helpful. Let's see.
Let me make sure that I have everything saved. Should be fine. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna close it. A second. Quit. There we go. Okay, yes, save everything.
Cool.
All right.
Let's see if that's gonna improve. Save.
I don't want to close this. Yeah, but I do want to save that for sure. I think it did. Yeah, okay.
Okay, we'll have
to
work
keep
around
going.
this.
Yeah. So I'm using the scratch brush, and it just creates like an interesting effect, I think. So I'm going that on top of everything. It somehow merges the colors that are around each other, so it looks like it was actually scratched. So you can see, for example.
Can you zoom in a little bit so we can see a little bit?
So here it dragged the pink into the yellow and a bit of the yellow to the pink. So I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so we do that a lot. I usually spend a lot of time doing this. Today we're doing it a bit quicker because we need to do 3 of them and figure out why this screen isn't working. Also, I would typically go by layers. If it's something a bit more complex, I would typically go by layers and you know, give texture to each of the layers. But this specific scratch brush is pretty cool on a single image because it blends the colors. So we're just doing that. Let's try another one. I also like, which one do I like? I like these spatter brushes as well. So I'm gonna,
Varun is saying, I always wondered how to make designs less perfect. These brushes will definitely help. Yeah.
Yes. Here we go. So the image is changing colors, but that's fine. We will need to live with that. I can see that there's a little edge on this side, so I'm just gonna do this. Here we go.
Yeah. Command and T for transform, right?
T. Yes. And okay, I think we're getting there. Let's see what it looks like with noise, because noise always changes it completely. I could do way more texture in here, maybe a tiny little bit. B, brush. Which one do I want to use? Scratch blend, foliage. Are these the same? Yeah. So
cool. Yeah.
A bit more. Yeah. Let's
I agree. Cody's saying it makes it look printed. Right. That's true.
Yeah.
Caroline is saying, I recommend to download the Mega Pack by Kyle. Kyle's brushes. Yeah, definitely have to experiment with that too.
Yeah.
And Merv is saying the design looks fresh.
Thank
Cool.
you. So let's go to the magic. It really brings it together. So noise changes gradients, changes texture and everything. So I'll just go add noise. And then depending on the size of my image is how much noise I will give it. But I think this one might, I think it can handle a bit more. So I'm just gonna see what 6 looks like. I have it on preview. So this is before, after. So you can see that it's very subtle, but it really changes what it looks like. I think I might have to go a tiny bit lower. So 5.5 over here. What do we think? Do you see the difference?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So before, let's find a, okay. Before and after. Yay. Okay,
Yay.
I'm saving this.
Caroline is saying, yes, make some noise.
Yeah. So I'm saving this as, well, it's already postcard 1.2. And then I'm just going to save it as an image as well. Right, where's my, 1 second. Yeah, sorry, it's going to my other. So I'm gonna create really quickly a new folder inside the Sunny, or I just won't, it's fine. No, I'm inside sketches.
Awesome. Jessica, that's a really good point. Saying it reminds me of how the postcards look when I get them in the mail.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
so true. It's kind of like when they're already used, when they're rubbed against other paper, and maybe the print is not as perfect anymore. Maybe, the black color went into the white color and all kind of mixed up just a little bit. Yeah, I totally agree. It's gives that feeling.
Yeah, that's why I like it. That's how gradients become less scary. Remember, gradients are friends. What is that? Wasn't there a movie with like the sharks from Nemo? Do you know what I'm talking about? They're having a meeting and they say, remember, fish are friends. Fish are friends, not food. All right. Gonna go open this one pretty quickly. I don't know how we're doing with time.
Yeah, we still have quite some time. We have another 28 minutes until the artist spotlight, and then we have another 10 minutes. So you have another 40 minutes. So take your time.
Okay, so I would like to ideally show you how I do the layers, but I'm not sure if my Illustrator is gonna come back to life. I think it will. Let's just do it.
Let's try it. Yeah, let's try it. Cool. Ferry's saying that looks so vintage. Yeah. And Rebecca loves it too, saying it looks so cool. Awesome.
Thank you. So in the meantime, I'm gonna do some noise, make some noise or brushes. So I used this one before. It's a very subtle, and I have this color selected right now. It's this blue. I'm gonna keep it because I just started using it. It's very, very subtle. And I'm going over everything. There we go. It almost looks like somebody spilled something around it, and then the sun kind of absorbed the color, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
Let's go scratchy brush, scratch blend. Here we go. Oh, we need to lower the strength. We don't want it that strong, and then just have fun.
Cool. And Varun has a question about gradients. How do you get rid of banding issues in gradients?
I think that the way I use gradients, it doesn't really create banding, but when I do have banding, I think noise fixes it. That's my go-to fix for mistake. A tiny bit of noise, you don't need to add that much. It will help make the image feel more
smooth, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. And we have a question from Jessica here. Who are some creatives that you admire? Where do you find your inspiration?
I do have a bunch of creatives and illustrators that I admire. I really like the work of Mark Conlon. I hope I'm not saying his name wrong. I love lettering. I never really do it. I just do these tracing things, but I don't like inject too much time to it. But I love Jessica Hirsch. Who else? I mean, there are so many. I feel like I'm being put on the spot right now, and I need to. Who else do I love as an illustration?
Maybe you can share some of your the ones that you maybe follow on Instagram later on
Of
in your stories.
course.
So make
Yeah.
sure to follow Andrea on her Instagram, and then she's going to share some of the accounts that she probably finds some inspiration from. But Andrea, yesterday you were talking about finding inspiration outdoors and like looking at different objects. Do you want to kind of dive a little bit more into that? Tell us more
Yeah.
about it.
So I feel like this is a bit of a cliche, but I find a lot of inspiration in the city. I really am a city girl and I love nature, but inspiration for me comes from chaos. So I'm fortunate to live in a really beautiful city. Prague is so beautiful, and all of the buildings have so much detail to them that I don't know, you can just be walking around and look at the facade of a building and just think of something to do with that. So I have all of these ideas in my head that hopefully I'll get to at some point, but really walking around in the city, not even people, but the buildings, like the way people made buildings years ago, the old the cobblestone streets in here, the textures, I love it. So that's, yeah. And like I mentioned yesterday, I'm a hashtag searcher on Instagram. So I'll I'll look for hashtag botanical illustration, or I don't know, something like that. And then just scroll. And that's how I find a lot of really interesting artists as well.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Marcelo,
maybe, sorry.
Marcelo, just wanted to give you a little compliment here. Marcelo is saying, nice colors.
Thank you, Marcelo. So I don't know. I really like these brushes, and I feel like maybe I don't think they are all preloaded on Photoshop, right? I have I don't know if this is the time, but this is where I get my brushes.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So these
are
Kyle's.
Yeah, Cody was also sharing earlier to download Kyle's brushes, go to brush menu, then the gear icon, and then get more brushes, and then it will take you to the browser to download his packs. So I guess it will take you to the site that you were just showing, Andrea.
Yeah. And it's really easy. You just download it and then you open it, or you can go to your brushes and click on the little cogwheel and then just import. Where is it? Import brushes, and you just find your file, and that's it. And you're done. Cool. All right. Am I liking this blue a bit more? So you can see I can go on forever doing this. And I don't know if my eyes just got adjusted, but I'm not angry at the brightness of this anymore as I was before. Maybe.
Yeah, it's just a little bit more vibrant, but it's not a bad thing necessarily. It was just a little surprising in the beginning, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. And now if I go to, I don't know. Now this looks dead to me. I don't know. We'll see how it looks in the end. So I think I'm maybe ready to give this some noise. Right? Let's go. So filter, noise. And yeah, I really love to see the before and after, and I can do this like for 5 minutes and like,
hey.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched a crowd watching fireworks? Everybody goes like, whoa, hey, oh.
So I'm watching my own fireworks here.
Yeah, right?
This might look like a bit too much, maybe with the noise and the textures, but also it's not, we're looking at it really big right now. Mm-hmm. I can see a bit of details here that the vectors weren't aligned, but it doesn't matter. It's totally fine. So we're going to save this. as postcard 2, and then I'm just gonna do JPEG. That's fine. Okay.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna do the last one, and then I might have, we have some time. I have an idea of something else that we can do. But we'll see.
Awesome.
So,
have you ever watched the videos of Bob Ross, Andrea?
of course.
Yeah. And Ogur is mentioning, saying, I remember Bob Ross, let's put some nuclear explosions into the sun. They may be little noises.
Yeah.
I love Bob Ross. I think he's such a, like, he brings such a lightness to creating art, you know, to painting something.
He did.
I love that. I love that.
It was just so peaceful. A ver. More. No,
And
that one was too much. Yeah, sorry?
Quick question by Varun asking, how do you pick colors?
So my first color, I have 3 colors that I always use everywhere, always. So it's pink. I will show you my library. I should open it here as well. I'm not using it now, but this is my color library. I love pink. I never wear it, but I just try to use it everywhere I can when I'm doing illustration. So I always use pink, yellow, and a beigey type of background color. So those are always my go-to colors, my base colors, and then I build my library as I create more work and more illustrations. So all of these have been slowly. Today we added this lime green, and I don't really follow any color rules. I don't go to like specific color pickers that tell you what's the right balance, or, you know, I think that works for a lot of people, but I like to be more intuitive when it comes to color, and I enjoy it. So yeah,
that's the most important thing.
Yeah. I know there are a lot of ways to create color palettes that are like tested and true. I unfortunately don't know them very well because I don't use them. I just choose the colors I like and save them. When I feel like they work, I just add them to my library. And I suggest you start building your library as well, because it's fun. And it just makes working so much easier later.
And more cohesive, because everything you create, you kind of source from that library, and then it looks like it's on brand, like you're having your own style, right?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks everybody wishing me belated happy birthday. Yeah, my birthday was on Sunday. Thanks everyone. You guys are so sweet.
Oh,
cool.
Not that. These little speckles. Bigger, smaller, less opacity. And with brushes, it's also just, you have to play. And see, like, I don't see anything right now. There we go. That's better.
And in the worst case, there's always Command Z to bring you back. So we're always talking about how great it will be to have Command Z in real life. Imagine you did something wrong and then you're like, Command Z.
Yeah, I have a couple. I was thinking of creating a little project of these situations that I wish were real. And I have a couple of ideas, so I might start working on that soon, just for fun. But yeah, Command Z is one of those. And I think sometimes when I'm sketching on paper, I feel like I need Command Z, or when I'm writing something, or when you're, I don't know, when you're cooking and you put more salt than you should have, and you're like, oh, Command Z.
Yeah, or you're doing something really stupid, like the other day I have a coffee maker, and instead of pouring the coffee powder into the filter, I poured it into the container, and I was like, why did you do that, Julia? Why? And then like I would have to fish all of that out, and that container also has a really slim top, so you can't really like just scratch it out. You really have to clean it.
How did you end up taking it all? How did you end up
to wash it out, and it was just a mess. Ugh. But yeah. Oh, Cody's birthday was also yesterday. Cody, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Awesome.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm second guessing whether I added too much, but I think we're just gonna go with it. A ver, filter, sorry. Filter, noise. There we go. Maybe that's too much, but that's okay. Save.
Yay.
And
let's do it. And we have 15 minutes until the artist spotlight.
oh, yeah.
So you'll have time until then. And then after that, we will also have another 10 minutes.
What is happening here? Okay, okay. Sounds like enough time. There we go.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
now there's two things we could do. We can start creating a little mock-up. I have a little document prepared over here, so we can play with that and have it mocked up. I thought we could add some tropical plant shadows. Or the other thing that we can start working on is that we have 3 postcards, but we don't have the back part or a stamp. So maybe we can do that really quickly. Let's do that.
Yeah, a stamp will be really cool.
I'm just gonna move this away because I want this artboard and I don't want to create one. There you go.
Viola is saying happy belated birthday, Cody and Julia. Taurus rule. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Taurus power. Cody, I would love to know if you're also very hard-headed, and whenever you don't get something, you get really angry, because that's my case. I was a really difficult child. My mom always had trouble with me.
Really?
I never accept a no.
And now?
Yeah.
Have you worked on it? No, I'm joking.
Well, it's still really hard. But I'm trying. But sometimes it's good, because then you really stick to something and you really try hard, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's really sometimes it's not good, and sometimes it's really a blessing.
You have to be hard-headed sometimes, I think.
It depends.
Yeah. So guess what we're doing? A squiggly line. Expand. I haven't looked at a postcard reference right now, so I'm just kind of trying to I know they're split in 2 most of the time, yeah. And then they have a place for, let's just do this, a place for a stamp, and then a place for writing, and maybe just the logo for our hotel and address and stuff. So we're just gonna improvise a little bit. So is this centered? It is. I don't think I want it black. I think I want it pink. I think.
Yes. Nice.
Yes.
Jessica is saying stubborn. Yeah, stubborn. Viola is saying that's my case. I'm May 7th, very stubborn. Yeah. That's so funny. And Cody is saying I'm pretty passive for a Taurus. You're a highly functional Taurus then.
So I think, since I didn't really plan this side of the postcard or the stamp, maybe, do we have any ideas of what should be in here? I don't know, the beach, a palm tree, the sun, something.
Yeah.
I'll leave it empty for now and then see if anybody has any suggestions.
Yeah. What do you think should go on a stamp? Let us know in the chat.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I think the logo should be somewhere around here. Maybe here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, looks great. Oh my gosh,
everything's
coming together.
It is.
I love that.
So I need to expand this, because then if I scale it down, the stroke becomes too chunky and you cannot even read it. So I'm gonna go.
You can also go and set the settings so that the stroke scales with the object. That's also possible.
And how?
Select the V and then go into object, or no, edit, I think. Transform. Oh no, object, transform, sorry. Go into object, transform, yeah. And then scale.
Yeah.
And then click on scale strokes.
Right.
Yeah, there we go.
So now you should be able to scale the whole thing. Yeah. Okay. What did I do? Okay. Here we go. The sunny.
The same thing you can also do with patterns. So whenever you have a pattern, you can also set it so that it scales with the shape, or you can also turn that off so you can scale the shape without scaling the pattern. That's also the same way. You go into Object, Transform, Scale, and then uncheck that box or check that box.
All right.
Cool. Rebecca is suggesting an umbrella for the stamp, and Umakorn is suggesting a palm tree on an island. And Ferry is suggesting a sailboat in a sunset. Cool. And Biola is suggesting something really simple, a little palm with a sun behind it.
Okay, so let's try to incorporate as many of those things as we can. So everybody said that we needed a beach or a sunset, right? Or something like that. So we're gonna recycle. That's how I call it. We're gonna take parts from this postcard over here, and then I'm just gonna scale it down. My layers are starting to become a bit messy, but we decided that's okay because we're doing textures on top of everything. So
yeah,
all right,
you're excused.
Thank you. I'm gonna make this. Yeah, there we go. Maybe. Okay, sunset. We need do we want a sailboat or do we want sand? I think this may be a bit too big.
Maybe sand, I would suggest, or maybe palm trees.
Okay. So we can just
Umakorn, yeah, we already have palm trees. Yeah, we can recycle those as well. We can recycle a bunch of things.
I'm gonna do something a little bit lazy and just merge these two. Ta-da! So we have waves on the top and on the bottom. So we have a beach. We need a palm tree. So I think that we're gonna have to do something about the sky because we need some contrast in here. I think true. the sky should be pink, like everything.
Yeah, why not just make it pink?
Just go pink. Maybe just go gradient pink.
Even better.
Right? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Stop.
I love that.
There we go.
Varon is saying, I have to stay late because I live in India, so all good live sessions like Julia's and Paul's happen at midnight only. Oh, Varon. Thank you so much for staying here with us and hanging out here with us. I promise it will be worth it. It will be exciting to see the mock-ups in a couple of minutes. So I'm really excited for that.
We need the sand to be a little bit darker. There we go. Is that looking like a stamp? I think we need squiggly lines around it, right?
Yeah, or you know how post stamps have those like half circle shapes cut out?
Maybe something like that. Okay.
Or maybe just recycle your squiggly line from before. It already looked like a post. Yeah, there we go.
I think we need to make a new one because when I scale it down, it kind of like loses the squiggly fun. It's fine. We'll use it. We're gonna make it black, and we're gonna bring this to the front so that we can do something like this.
Yeah, it definitely brings the vibe of a post stamp.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Okay, kind of ish. We're gonna stay with it for now.
Looks good. I like it. And cool. Ferry saying we have the same conditions. I'm in Indonesia. And also let us know who of you loves to work in the night, because I sometimes work late in the night. What about you, Andrea?
I can. It depends. I'm like a weird Sunday worker somehow. I feel like it. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I love working on Sundays.
Like if I work on a Sunday, I just feel better during the week somehow. I don't know if that makes any
You already
sense.
did the whole work and now the week is already comes
Yeah.
prepared, right? You
Yeah,
come prepared. You're like, okay, I'm actually, I already know what I'm doing here.
exactly. I'm gonna add a little tiny detail here because I think it needs something else. So really quickly, I'm gonna get rid of the bottom part of this shape. I'm gonna stick with the squiggly on top because I want it to be the same squiggliness as the beach. Oh, what did I do? And I'm going to just have it as a stroke, and it will be this light blue. All right, there we go. Nothing here.
I love that.
And just a tiny bit.
The waves.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think that works. All right, all right, all right.
Yay! That's so cool. I love that.
Save.
It's definitely a vibe.
Okay. And then I'm gonna keep this open for now. The message, because it needs to be handwritten, I think. So I might do that later. So I might add it for my Behance project if you're interested in seeing what the end result is. All right, so we have this.
And we've got 3.5 minutes until the artist spotlight. Ooh. So, and then you'll have another 10 minutes. So we'll have some time for mockups.
Great. So I'm just gonna take this really quickly to Photoshop just to give it a bit of texture as well. So it's cohesive with the rest of the postcards. Where's our file? Is this it? I'm not the best at naming, maybe. Is it this? It's this. Great. Open in Photoshop.
See.
And it's gonna open the previous one. There we go. Now, I'm not the happiest with this placement, but I think it will be fine for now. I always duplicate my file, my layers, so that I can do the
Command and J, right, to make a copy.
Yes. Well, or I drag it. Depends on where my hands are.
Okay. Cool.
So a tiny bit. Maybe I'll just do some scratchy things here, and that's it. Where's the scratchy? Scratchy here.
We should tell Kyle to name it Scratchy. Is it called Scratchy?
Hey, I'm full of suggestions. Squiggly lines, scratchy brush.
Yeah.
Need it. So filter, noise. Gonna add a tiny bit of noise. That's too much for this one. That's way too much because it's a solid color. But okay, for now, that's fine. And then we're gonna save it as postcard back. Yeah. And I'm just gonna save it as a JPEG.
Cool.
And
Vit is saying looks amazing. Keep it up.
Thank you. I think we have maybe just a few seconds before the artist spotlight. I'm not sure.
We have another 1.5 minutes.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So I have this document prepared over here. It's a very, very basic mock-up template. I just randomly placed all these postcards in there. I think I'm going to want to change the layout, but I think let's just start filling them up with our design, and then I will want to change the background color as well. So let's start with, which one is this one? Number 1. Open it. So it's a smart object. So I'm going to click on it. It's going to take me to another. There we go. Smart object as well.
Cool. And hi, Mayur. Mayur is joining us. Hi.
Hi. Where are my images? Here. I think I'm going to start with the matches. And so this one is flipped to the side, but we're just going to.
We can flip ours too.
Yeah. If it works. Hello?
I think you can just drag it onto the layer.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to drag. Oh, it's so tiny. It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna look so good, Andrea. I'm so excited to see it.
Yeah. It's always exciting to see what it will look like in the. So I
Yeah.
saved it. Now I will save it here again. And now it will have to be here. There we go. Okay.
Yay!
I think we already need to change the color of the background. So
let's quickly jump into the artist spotlight.
Let's
and
do
then
that.
We can continue. We still have another 10 minutes.
Great.
So let us jump into my screen. And today we have an amazing illustrator. How well fitting. That's so fitting to what we're doing today, what Andrea has been working on today. So our featured artist today is Adrien Kulig, or Kulig. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. So Adrien is located in London, in the UK. And Adrien is a French illustrator based in London. Works in various kinds of illustration fields, such as animation, magazine, children's book, ad, editorial illustration, and so on. Here we have some contact information. And you can also find Adrien on Twitter, Facebook, and so on. So feel free to connect there as well. And Adrien has been featured a bunch of times in illustration and motion graphics, and in Illustrator as well as in Behance. Amazing. So Andrea, the guest always picks the first project. So which one would you like to see first?
So I'm looking at the last one that was posted. That tree trunk is really looking very interesting to me. So this one,
let's
look at it.
Yeah, let's take a look. All right, cool.
I love it.
Oh, okay. So it's all like one artwork. Awesome. I love the texturing inside it. We have this like really imperfect edge that almost looks like a pencil stroke. Super cool.
I love that you can see a tiny bit of the maybe personality. I see the fox just by seeing the little teeth in front. It's already cartoonish without having to see the whole face. I love it.
Yeah, I love that. That's super cool.
Oh, is it teeth or an eye now? It's teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's teeth. I think this is the nose. So the teeth are probably. This is so cool. I love that. It definitely shows that kind of struggling position trying to get that bird, I guess. I love that. It tells a whole story. And also it looks like the letter S. So I'm not sure. Maybe it's even part of like a lettering series. But I love the little bird and the details that the bird caught something and the fox is kind of, I guess, trying to catch the bird. And is caught in this tree. So it tells a whole story and it has a certain flow, right? So I love that. This is super cool. Let's take a look at another project.
Yep.
Like this one. Let's take a look what else we've got. Maybe go plant a tree. Let's take a look what that is. Looking for somewhere to start, go plant a tree. Okay, cool. I love, work that has to do with, either protecting the environment or addressing any social issues or anything that's important and that's going on that's important to address.
I also love the patterns that are being used there on the background bushes or trees.
Yeah,
love those patterns.
Super cool. Yeah, it makes it more exciting, right? That's how you can bring more excitement into shapes that are actually pretty can look pretty boring. So bringing texture or bringing some type of pattern to them can make them look way more exciting. Cool. Love that. I want to see some of the motion projects. Let's see, motion. Okay. Let's see, maybe we can find them here. Here, this is an Illustrator featured project, Little Red Riding Hood. Had the pleasure to collaborate with Next Studios to illustrate an interactive children's book well known as Little Red Riding Hood. Here are a few illustrations I made picturing Rose's journey through the wood, aiming to visit Grandma. But what if she's not alone?
Oh, that is so cute. Oh, the shadow. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the shadow of the wolf. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I love that. This is super cool. Yeah, Little Red Riding Hood is a story I heard a lot when I was a child. So all the memories coming back right now.
This is great.
I love the color palette and how cohesive it is over all the illustration compositions. So cool. Ooh. The storytelling is just so amazing here. We have all of these steps that, you know, the story kind of follows through.
Oh, and all the pictures inside as well. Like there's more depth to the characters. Oh, the wolf.
Yeah, the wolf. Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. Let's see what else we've got. I'm still looking for the motion project. I love this again, Illustrator. Oh, here's some motion. Yay. Cool. Let's take a look at this.
Impact investing has the potential to change the world, allowing investors to achieve a financial return while advancing social and environmental solutions. But despite tremendous growth, impact investing is still evolving. And in order to fully mature, accepted performance metrics used by impact investors to measure and manage the returns on their investments. Let's say you're investing in solutions.
When you're talking about investment and talking about technology, you know, it's really hard to
once you
yeah. Okay, let's continue. So I think it's really challenging to to make something like this where it has to do with topics like finance, right? It's
yeah, and to make it look interesting.
To make it look interesting, right? And in the medical field also, there is a lot of challenges in terms of illustration, making it more exciting, making the learning process more, or visualization process more interesting.
I also love the color palette here. It's like kind of toned down, but it's still exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And it was a long video, man. That was how long? 1 minute and 41 seconds. Imagine how long of that might have taken. That is insane. I love that. Again, we have some tech related motion here. For Listia, collaborate with the studio Think Mojo to do this job. I did all the animation. I really like to mess around with simple vector shapes. It's also fun to animate. Yeah, I love those GIFs. Those are really cool. Awesome. Great work. Great work, Adrien. Here we have some more Illustrator featured geometricity.
I love the name already.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Cool.
Look at those gradients.
Yeah, we have some gradients here, but these look like they were applied manually. Probably like some type of like shading inside the shape. I love that. This is super cool. And I love the texture in here. Look how much texture it has. It really feels like it's printed on a canvas or something, or painted at the same time, printed on a canvas and painted by hand with a pencil.
Yeah, that's super great. Cool.
I love that
too.
Great job. Great job.
Oh, and I love when you look at them all together as well. It's like you look at one and you feel like it's so complex, and then you see all of them and wow.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Great job, Adrien. This is amazing. Would you like to see another project?
Yeah, I'm looking at, there was a darker looking one that I think this one. I like that sorry, I'm pointing with my hand. Yes.
The cheers one?
Yeah, I love the outlines, how he's combining outlines with filled in colors. I think that creates a really cool contrast.
I also love how, three-dimensionality comes into play, but then those are actually not ovals. Those are just like geometric shapes that are kind of distorting the perspective and making it not making it too perfectly three-dimensionally looking.
And those hands are hard. They're really hard and those look awesome.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. When you were drawing out the shape of the hands, I was also thinking that must be really hard. So kudos to you. Awesome. This,
So
I
cool.
love this.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Cool. Adrien, loving your work. Thanks so much for anybody, for the person who nominated Adrien. Cool. And feel free to nominate yourself as well. I mean,
why not?
Why not? I love this. I love the color palette here as well.
Yeah. I think how to use gray and not be boring.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love this. Cool. So many amazing projects. So much to look through. Make sure to check out Adrien's portfolio. We're going to jump back to Andrea and do some more work on her mock-ups. But hey, this was amazing. This is an amazing portfolio, and I hope, Adrien, that you're getting the big clients, the big fish, because that's what you deserve, honestly. This is so amazing.
It's cool. Really great.
Yeah, I love that. All right, Andrea, let's do the final touches. Let's finalize everything. Let's do some more mock-ups.
Okay.
Awesome.
So
all right. Awesome. Cool. Right. Wow. I'm still blown away by Adrien's portfolio, to be honest.
It's pretty cool.
I'm so inspired. I'm so inspired to go and illustrate myself right now.
Okay. So yeah, I want to make some I love that Red Riding Hood thing. I want to do some little story as well.
Yeah.
Be my next project. So cool. All right. So this is where we left off. I'm just going to include the rest of the postcards here. Let's see. Wait. So I'm just going to drag the hotel one. I am pressing Shift so that it goes on the, that it respects the scale, or that it doesn't distort. We save. And we wait a little bit.
Yeah. Got a lot of files open.
Yeah, I think I need to start closing some of them. Let's just do that.
I love that.
So I think
how like vintage it looks, right? The cards, they don't look perfectly white. They have this like imperfection in them. I love it.
I think before I add the last one, I just want to select a color for the background already. So I might do, I might go pinkish because I don't know, maybe not. Maybe, do we have any suggestions? Maybe a lighter pink, like a very, very pale situation. We'll see. I'm not feeling it.
Let us know in the chat what you all think the background should be.
Okay, I'm gonna add the last one, which is this one. Here we go. And while it opens, I'm gonna close some of these. Yeah, is this it? Is this what we're looking for? Yep. All right.
Awesome.
I'm gonna drag it, and we're missing the drink one. Here we go.
I love that one. That gives me such a mood, you know. Vacation, sunset, and it's so colorful. I love it.
That's what we need. Oh,
burnt skin from the sun.
Yeah. A ver, ¿qué pasó? It didn't save. Let's do it again.
Oh, I think the layer is turned off. I believe. It was the visibility of the layers.
You're right.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
No worries. Happens.
It does. I'm just gonna close this so we don't have that many things open. So I think that before we play with the layout or how we want these to be in which order, I think let's add, I'm gonna create a new, I'm just gonna include it. So I already downloaded these graphics from Adobe stock and I want to try them as an overlay. So let's go with this one. Let's see, it's a bit big, but it's okay because we're just gonna use it as an overlay. I'm making a mess with my layers, but that's okay. There we go, something like that. And then I'm gonna go, I'm just gonna multiply and then lower the opacity so that it's not. Do we
Nice.
like that? I think I'm gonna try a second one just to see which one we like better. Maybe something with more contrast. So let's try this one.
Cool. And you know what I did the other day also, which is also really fun. So you can actually create those shadows yourself in Illustrator. You just draw the shape of the leaves and then you make it semi-transparent and you blur it. And it looks like real leaves. Like a leaf
so
shadow.
It's a vector and you just blur it and
yeah, and you just make it semi-transparent and put in as much hardness of the shadow as you want, and you can use it as an overlay. Yeah, it's so fun.
Okay, I'll try it. I'll make my own. I think that would be way more interesting as well.
And we can recycle the palm trees again.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm not sure which one I like. I think I like this one actually. And I want it to be kind of subtle, so I think that's fine. I'm not sold on the background color. I might do I might keep like a beigey situation.
Varun is suggesting lighter orange background would look
a lighter
nice.
Orange. Let's try it.
Lighter orange.
So
yeah,
let's see. I have this orange in my library, so I'm just gonna start with that one and make it a tiny bit lighter, so like a very slight peachy, I imagine, or I don't know. That's maybe too bright for
maybe too bright. Yeah,
I think I'm gonna stick to beigey for now.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. Beigey, maybe a bit boring, but that's okay.
It looks natural. It looks like a like a wall or like a table.
Yeah.
So we do want to kind of, to make it more realistic, we do want to make it natural color, like as kind of like a surface that that we imagine it to lay on.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm not sure what surface it's laying on right now, but I think beige is more natural than peach or pink.
It looks like a desk.
Blue. Then it's a desk.
Yeah, it looks like a desk. And I'm also thinking, maybe tilting the cards a little bit might help to make it a little bit more natural.
I'm gonna tilt them all a tiny little bit because and then
there we go.
That's way better.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm saving.
It looks way more realistic because in real life, when you take a picture of cards from the top, you will never be 100% in the 90-degree angle.
That's true. Do we want them stacked or do we want them? I think I know what I want to do because I want to see the sunny. And now I'm gonna move this one a tiny bit like this.
Yeah, there we go. That's
something
cool.
like that. Yeah, maybe this one is a little bit maybe a tiny bit over there, and then I'm just gonna. What do we feel about that? How do we
it looks way more natural, I would say,
right?
Than before when they were in the 90-degree angle. Absolutely.
I think that's better. Yeah. I'm not sure if I have time to add the other side, but
yeah, we have about 6 more minutes.
So I might need your help over here because I know that if I, for example, duplicate one of these so that I can use the third one, the back part.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. That would be really cool to see the back part also. And we have Rebecca joining, saying, "These look amazing, Andrea. Hi from Prague."
Thank you, Rebecca. Hey. So my thing here, though, and this is maybe something that you can help me with because I'm maybe don't know how to do it. So I duplicated this group so that I can do the back part. But when I want to go to adjust the content, it's the same as before. So it will edit the previous one. So I don't know.
Maybe rename the layer. Try to rename the layer, the group.
Back postcard. And let's see if I change this. Let's just to see what happens. And then I think I'm scared that it will reflect here as well.
Maybe.
We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's because it's a copy.
Yeah. But
yeah,
that's okay.
That's a good question. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. That would be great.
That would be great. In the meantime, what I usually do, my maybe not the most effective hack, but I will save this as mock-up with three postcards. That's just how we're gonna call it. Save. There we go. And then is it saved? I think it's thinking. It's thinking. Then well,
awesome. We have Ariana saying, what an amazing talent. And
thank you.
Fabio saying, beautiful Prague. And nice work, Andrea. And Varun is saying, this is such a fun session. I'm so inspired by you too. That's awesome.
Thank you. We're going to call this one 4. Sorry.
Zeka is saying, you need to make a new smart object from the copy. Right click. And make a new smart object.
1 second. Come on. All right. So I will make the copy again if this allows me to. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna close these because I think it's thinking too much, and
yeah, it's overthinking.
Yeah, and I'm gonna close InDesign. I mean Illustrator. So I'll make a copy, and then it's already a
new smart object. Something. Let's see.
So it will just take me to another one.
Oh. Not sure if that will work.
We'll try it.
Maybe Cody knows. Cody.
Cody,
we're trying to make a copy from the group and create a new smart object.
And it did something weird, but it's okay. I have an idea of what to do really quickly. So what I did is I saved the file with, I called it mockup 3, and this one is called mockup 4. So I'm gonna try. That's fine. We don't need this. We don't need that. I'm gonna try to open mockup 3 and just drag that this postcard. I'm just gonna drag it, and it's from a different document. I think it will work.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I usually do.
Smart technique.
I don't know if it's the smartest. And then we have images and we have the back, and I'm just gonna drag it over here. Flip it.
Okay.
And we're getting there.
Okay. So we're getting solutions here from Zeka and Rebecca. Right click on the layer you want to copy. But that's okay. We're already, I always say it's like a forest, right? Everybody finds their own way around things. And sometimes it's just about experimenting and trying things out, and not everybody knows everything, So we
need to help each other.
Exactly. And if not, Google and YouTube are the best friends. So if you don't know something, just Google it. Google knows everything.
So maybe something like, I want to keep it in the back because I don't think it's as interesting as the rest, but it should still be somewhere. Maybe just like up here. And then
somewhere.
Again, this could be something that we play with forever, but how do we feel about this? Maybe I think I need more white space around everything. And now I'm just scaling things as if I didn't care about anything. So I'm just selecting all of my layers, Command T, and I'm just scaling it down.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
I think it's getting there. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
this might end up being one of the images I use for my Behance project. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna yeah, there are some things here I'm not using, but I'm gonna group it all. So Command G, I'm gonna duplicate this in case I will, I want it to be a flat image. So I'm gonna merge this group. I'm gonna deselect this, and then I'm going to, guess what? Guess. Noise. All right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm just gonna add some noise really quickly. Oh, that's way too much. I'm gonna do with like 1.5 for this one, 1.4. Yeah, I think we're really close to having an image for Behance.
Awesome. Yeah, well, make sure to follow Andrea on Behance if you want to see the project outcome. It was such an amazing session, 2 amazing days of sessions, Andrea. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun, and stay tuned for the final project. Maybe make your own postcards.
Make your own postcards and tag Andrea. Maybe if you want to post it on Instagram, tag me as well. And thanks everybody who joined us for these 2 sessions. Have a wonderful day. Stay tuned for the AI Daily Creative Challenge. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.